Good afternoon, everybody. Rather, I can say that these would be my concluding remarks for the 8 days mega IP Kumbh, which we could organize here in this city of Bangalore. I must admit it was a great effort. Our team worked over months to contact all the speakers from 35 countries, numbering almost 400, and it is a matter of great pleasure and privilege, and I am grateful to everyone who has contributed from the core of their heart and mind to make this mega IP global convention a real global convention in true sense. So my thanks goes to everyone. Now, there are some takeaways from here. We have dwelt upon several issues, the issues which are relevant for India, for the IP community in India, for the scientists in India, for the policy makers in India, and whatever we have been able to gather to learn, we will try to put on everything relevant on the website, through the YouTube, and everyone who has participated, they would be given a password to have an access to all the presentations, and certain deliberations which have been a guideline for which we will work upon, have further feedback, further suggestions from those who have participated, and we will try to make a paper which can be given to several Chamber of Commerce in India, several other associations around the world, and to Government of India, and to several other institutions like WIPO and WTO, who are really working to facilitate and also working as a catalyst to make the IPR regime around the world more and more effective. There are certain inbuilt gaps which I mentioned even during my inaugural. Those inbuilt gaps, I said, the gap between the human resource and the intellectual resource, the gap between the research labs and the industry, those gaps need to be filled up if we really want to make IP as an effective tool for the economic growth, an inclusive economic growth, an inclusive innovation, and how we can translate this intellectual asset into a real effective wealth. And the question is also about the distribution of this, the benefit of this wealth to the society, not only the urban society, but to the society which is connected to the rural area, the society which is connected to the SME sector, and they should get the benefit from the innovation and from the intellectual property rights. Professor Heinz Godard, he had been an instrument throughout the conference, and under his leadership we had a round table to gather something which is to be more effective for the future. Because in the inaugural, Dr. Talal had mentioned something that for the IP professionals there is no common education system, and therefore the lawyers or the people coming from the engineering stream, they through some diploma or some through other form of education, they develop the expertise into the IPR laws. So there are three important areas now in the field of IP, and to make IP ecosystem an effective system, those three areas needs to be put together: the area of technology, the area of law, and the area of commercialization of the IP. So there need to be a convergence of the education of technology, the education of law, and the education of commercialization. And for this, we need an integrated education system. In the round table, Professor Heinz has suggested something. He has already worked upon it. He has sent me a document, and inner circle team has been created, but that is not going to be so closed. We will like to send this circular, the document, for opinion to many of you who are here, and we would like to get the feedback, and accordingly we will move forward that how a uniform, a harmonized education system can be developed, so that the gaps which are there between the IP attorneys and the examiners, those gaps can be filled up, and the quality of drafting of the patents and the quality in the whole IP system around the world can be improved, and the gaps can be minimized. So this is one takeaway from this Global IP Convention, and there are several other takeaways, because we had learned speakers from United States, from Germany, from Israel. Nobody could think of that we can have these speakers from a country like Israel, Lebanon, Jordan, Zimbabwe. So with the knowledge which have been put together during these 8 days conference, ITech will try to assemble and to make the entire presentations into a book volume, and we'll see how we can pass on this knowledge to the society and to the people at large. Friends, I am highly grateful to all of you, and the next conference which we may do in 2014 may not be of 8 days, maybe of just 4 or 5 days, but we would try to fulfill the gaps, whatever we have learned during this conference, and we'll try to improve upon that. And any suggestions or any comments from any one of you would be welcome, because this is how we have been doing from our beginning. This is our 5th conference, and over the years we have tried to improve upon, and this process of capacity building in the field of IP will continue. The journey never ends, and in the process of our journey we will make all our endeavor, our sincere efforts to make IP more and more effective for the benefit of the society, both from the scientist point of view and from the point of view of the industry. Thank you all very much.